Hello everyone, William Diaz here with Rebel News. On the night of Wednesday, August 25th, a group called the United People of Canada was said to possibly be evicted by a bailiff at midnight, according to my source close to the group. The details surrounding its potential eviction are very vague and unclear, as the media and TUPOC give two different versions of the same story. The group claims they have an active lease on the property signed, and also say the landlord refuses to accept payments despite having signed a lease.
Quick question. I just have a question. Earlier I was wondering that, just for the report. Do you guys have a lease right here already signed?
We have an active lease on the property.
The potential for an eviction caused Antifa groups online to be very excited and organize a watch party / protest at the St. Bridget's Church at midnight, saying that they would bring popcorn. Before we get into what occurred that night, here's what TUPOC is about. According to their website, the United People of Canada is a diverse, intergenerational, fraternal organization. They attempt to build strong families and communities and solidify a prosperous future for all Canadians. My observations show that it is a freedom-oriented group that offers the opportunity for like-minded individuals to gather and spend time together. Some of the members participated in the Freedom Convoy back in February to peacefully protest Justin Trudeau's COVID-19 mandates. The media has been focusing on the fact that the Lower Town community is allegedly scared of TUPOC. Some leftists and Antifa protesters have been protesting in front of the church regularly in the past weeks to protest what they see as extremists, or cuckoos, as one green-haired, nose-pierced leftist puts it so well. The group does not seem to have any weapon and uses water guns, the ones kids use to play outside during the summer, seemingly defend themselves against the protesters that regularly protest. Now, on August 25th, a more tense situation occurred when an older man who opposes TUPOC allegedly hit a woman, part of a freedom-oriented group, with his truck in the private premises of the group's property. I have not been able to find a specific footage of the incident, but DC Media posted a video online showing the interaction that occurred shortly after the alleged incident.
Holy crap! This is the same person who was involved in the incident the other day. The same person.
Against the building. Where am I supposed to fucking move to?
We
No!
You're not even
You
accepting
almost
You
fucking
just
I
hit her.
fucking
I pay to live here.
You
You
don't
don't-
fucking pay to live here.
You don't pay to run people over.
people.
You don't pay to run people over.
I
saw you running around here
Call the
assaulting
fucking
people.
cops.
You can main whoever you want.
Apologize to the woman.
I can run over whoever I want.
Oh, you can run over whoever you
Apologize to the
want.
woman.
One of the directors of the TUPOC group, William Comer, told me his version of the events. So the man hit someone with the vehicle.
It's all the vehicle, that's what I've been told. And then they proceeded to assault a number of people. Someone was hit with some type of broken off piece of a tripod. Phones were grabbed from hands, attempted to be broken again, is my understanding. And this person, went berserk.
From the exclusive footage we have, it appears that no more than 20 protesters have attended Antifa's watch party. This did not seem to stop the tense situations from arising.
You need to be behind the Hey, listen here. He asked my wife you're walking your dog and look how they harass people. You're a resident down here. You need to say that. He's not on any side of this. This is what these people deal with. No, she didn't. Was talking to him, not to you. She was. Yeah, because you started asking her who she was, and he told you it was none of your business who she is.
Okay, stop. Now you're aggravating him, okay?
No, he came over. If he approached me,
I want these assholes out of here. Every one of them.
After she was asked to leave by the police and left, everything was calm. TUPOC then blocked the alley right next to their building with a few cars, and the atmosphere was relaxed. At a certain point, TUPOC members decided to bring popcorn bags to the folks on the other side of the street, as they seemingly did not have any, contrary to what they said online. This is when they decided to imitate the Peterborough mayor and tell the group F off F words.
Do you want some popcorn too?
That's up to the courts and the judge to decide, not you. That's fine. Then I guess we're getting removed then. And what is it your concern? What's your concern?
My concern.
What's your concern? What's your concern?
My concern is I live in.
My concern is that you're on private property right now. That's my
not your
concern.
property,
And
though.
that you,
not yours
by you
either.
standing here.
Yo,
Shortly after, a green-haired young woman walked towards a group of TUPOC members and began confronting them about the convoy. She also seemed very interested in flashing them, and therefore us.
Don't support that hurts other people.
But if I'm paid and contracted to do the job,
But I
does that
get
mean I'm
paid to
supporting or
hurt,
not?
like I get paid to hurt other people. It's fine.
Who says I'm hurting other people? I'm paid to make a truck
Real
be able to
fancy
keep
rigs, by
mobile
the
on
way,
the road
guys.
in accordance with their NCO and DOT numbers. That's my qualifications. That's my job.
Sorry, did you want me to flash? Here.
And I got my mobile suit. No, that's it.
Think of people who live here and the people
I
that have
do
been
live here.
hurt by this movement.
I do live here.
I also lived in downtown Ottawa during the
conflict.
conflict.
And
by the way, she was hurt by this movement because the horns were loud, so she had to go stay at her boyfriend's place.
Oh my goodness.
I
But
did
she managed to stay there.
Did you know what was really loud?
I'm stressed out by you guys. Okay?
What's your guys? I didn't drive.
So your suicidal tendencies are the consequence of the break?
That's not suicide. That was a little deeper than I should have gone because I'm more stressed out than I thought I was because I was out of my house for a month because of you.
At around 1:30 a.m., the Ottawa police arrived on scene and some protesters left the perimeters. The situation calmed down and most protesters had left by 2:30 a.m. I stayed here and spoke with a lady to figure out what she had to say about Antifa protesters' accusations of the group being a hateful and dangerous group.
I have the deepest love that comes from a point of a pity, an actual. I used to be quite a lot like them before the trucker convoy, before I woke up. What I've noticed too is before when I was more like them, I felt no hope in my life. I had nothing to look forward to, and then in February when I woke up, when I realized that the mainstream media were the ones that were saying all those lies, I saw what I saw and they were telling me not to believe it. I woke up because of the media, because I knew what, I saw the love and I saw the unity, I saw the humanitarian side of it too, and I never looked back. So when I look at them, all the haters, all I feel is a sorrowful kind of like a sympathy for them, because I would have been a lot like them if I hadn't been saved.
Now moving on to the second day of when I was on site at the St. Bridget's Church, while the protesters were still there. They had not left. Footage came up in the morning showing William Comer and TUPOC security water spraying mainstream media journalists. Unfortunately, I was not on site when this happened. However, here's what Comer had to say about the incident.
There were two individuals that I understand were camera operators that were interfering with the security operation. There was a trespasser that was in the process of using reasonable force to remove from the property. They were interfering with that. They were blocking the path of egress for the trespasser off of the steps and onto the sidewalk. We asked them to step back and to make space for the trespasser to leave. They refused to do so, so we issued them a notice of trespass and asked them to leave the property immediately. They refused to do so, so we did deploy reasonable force via water gun squirt to get them to remove themselves from the property so we could continue with our security operation. That's basically what that was.
Following this, more protesters arrived at the park located on the other side of the street from St. Bridget's Church. Continuing its protest group with members tied to the Freedom Convoy, a lady stood in front of the church holding a sign saying that the individuals were part of a terrorist organization, that TUPOC people were terrorists.
Oh, it's ripped now. It's a definition of terrorism. You'll find it online if you just type it in.
So you see these people as terrorists, basically?
I sure do.
Nothing much occurred that afternoon apart from the usual 24/7 shouting and yelling from both sides of the street. However, one man still wanted to confront the group about their purpose in Ottawa and their beliefs.
Why do you guys want here? Why? Look at this neighborhood. It could use help. They could use all the help it could get. No. Shrugging your shoulders.
I mean, there's always going to be drugs and stuff like that.
Educational programs.
What kind of education?
Substance abuse programs.
The group still has not left the property as they have not been officially evicted yet. The owner of the building is reportedly in contact with a judge to find a way to legally evict the group. Comer commented on the eviction situation, alleging that they have done nothing wrong.
There was a bunch of people camped out front because they were I guess, waiting to see if we got forcibly evicted from the property, which obviously hasn't happened. There was people out last night that we did offer popcorn to, and they refused the popcorn, that were sitting across the street waiting for us to allegedly get forcibly evicted from the property. Again, that didn't happen. We're lawfully here. Perhaps at this point, the shenanigans from the landlord and the bailiff have stopped. Perhaps given the fact that they're under criminal investigation right now for what we understand to be their unlawful acts, is maybe a reason for them to be standing down, keeping their mouth shut, as I understand. They're not answering calls to reporters and those sorts of things, and maybe won't see any shenanigans from them further. Again, we'll wait and see.
Police officers were on standby during the whole day, locating themselves behind a group of leftist protesters. Those same leftist protesters were still in attendance even after the sun had set. The story will most certainly continue to develop itself in the next few days. To stay updated with what is happening in Ottawa as a whole or that situation, you can always visit ottawareports.ca. For Rebel News, I am William Diaz.
Hey folks, listen, if you want to make sure that I can always continue to bring you the other side of the story from the capital of the country here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, you can always head on to ottawareports.ca and chip in a buck or two, or as much as you can. It will help me continue to bring you accurate, truthful news here in Ottawa. It is greatly appreciated.